And let me thank Shana for that great presentation. She did such a wonderful job. And you know, this kind of segues into our closing, if you will. I just kind of shared with Sheena as we were sitting over on the side here that her information is so important to each and every one of us that we're going to be asking her to come back for the future presentations that we're going to have, because we think you can't get enough of the information that she has to offer. So let's give her another warm round of applause, please. Thank you. And I get to wrap up the day real quick for the next 5 minutes, and just want to talk about the fact that we've kicked this off, okay? Today is the beginning of what we call the fourth Tuesday. The fourth Tuesday, if you will go forth the fourth Tuesday in every month. We're going to have another session, starting with today, April 27th. Matter of fact, I'll back up. On April the 10th, we were invited to present to the Dallas Black Chamber board retreat. They had a retreat, and we were invited, and we were able to present there. So we're certainly doing a full-scale outreach so that everyone can understand how to do business at DFW International Airport. So going forward, beyond today, we have May 25th, that's Tuesday, May 25th. We're going to talk about, again, the update on the training development program. So each session will start off with sharing with you where we are, where we've come, what we've grown to from the previous session. Then we're going to talk about how to form a partnership. This is very, very important for numerous reasons. One is because you need to understand in a lot of situations there are going to be partnerships that are going to be established. And what we want to do is we want to take it to the next level in such a way that we want to invite different companies in to sit down and have what we call speed dating. Speed dating is when you can go to a company and sit down and, so to speak, provide your business model to them to talk about potential partnerships. So it's going to be very valuable and to go out and tell others what you've experienced today, because we think that this information, although we're just getting started, just think where it's going to head in the next few months. Not only how to form a partnership, but how to obtain financing and sureties. We know in today's environment, I mean, let's talk about it. In getting involved in business and growing your business, you got to have capital. So what we want to do is ensure that we invite some of those key institutions in, financial institutions, that can come and speak the language from an expertise standpoint. By a show of hands, do we feel as though that would be something very beneficial? Okay, let me see the hands of those that feel it wouldn't be beneficial. Okay, then let me see the hands of whatever I ask for you're not going to raise anyway. All right, great. So at any rate, we're going to do that because we think that that serves purpose for this environment. Then again, how to become certified as an ACDBE, and again, we'll be extending our business development diversity department out with Sheena as well to talk about that. On the 22nd of June, we're going to again give another update, but we're also going to talk about how to write a request for proposal. Now, all of us believe that we're in business and we know how to do a business plan and things of that nature. We may not know how to do an effective request for proposal. So we're going to talk about that, and we want to give you some nuggets. So this is all about educating. As an end result, writing an effective request for a proposal could be the win or lose in a given situation, okay? So you need to know how to do that. So we want to do our best to educate you on that front. Then moving to July 27th. Again, another update on the terminal development program. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do a refresher. That refresher is going to come all the way back to April 27th, and we're going to work our way all the way up through the entire program that we've presented previous to that date. What we anticipate doing is ensuring that, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you know how to do business at DFW International Airport. That's what our objective is. Finally, what's not here is August. In August, we're going to determine what that date will be and what the subject matter needs to be going forward. Depending on where we are with our terminal development plan, we're certainly going to be talking about the request for proposal as well as other topics, but mainly because we're looking to launch that request for proposal, it's kind of going to be geared more toward you learning the next steps in that effort. So is that a great thing? Is everyone on board with this? Does this make sense for everyone? Yes, thank you. Now, this is a lot of information, you know, and we would really be remiss if we did not take out a brief moment to acknowledge the fact that what you've seen here today, all of the different meetings, all of the coordination of all of our interdepartmental partners, if you will, that support us, you know, we would be remiss if we didn't take out a brief moment to say thank you, okay? And I just, all of those interdepartmental guest speakers that have been here before you today have had to leave to get to, they have other jobs, but we appreciate the support. And those that are still with us, we thank you tremendously. By the same token, we'd like to take out a brief moment and say that, you know, we couldn't be here if we didn't have a dynamic board that supports us in everything that we do, that supports us being successful as a department and as a team. We could not be here if we weren't backed by a dynamic executive staff, from Mr. Jeff Fagan all the way down to Zenola Campbell, our Vice President of Airport Concessions. I just want to take out a brief moment on behalf of our entire Airport Concessions team to say thank you to each and every one from our executive team and our board. And I want to thank and ask that all of our managers that are here that have been working to deliver all of this and what's going to come in the future, I would like to ask all of them to stand because we have some in the room today. Let's give them a round of applause, please. And I know we have about 5 minutes. If you still would remain, please. Managers, please. I think it's important to understand that while they have their jobs that they were doing prior to the terminal development project coming on board, they have taken on additional roles in their day-to-day function. So with the terminal development project, we have many different initiatives that are going on a day in and day out basis. So you got Carolyn Phillips right here to our right. Carolyn is the manager of retail. However, this session today, she leads a team that's called our outreach team. Carolyn Phillips is leading that. So thank you, Carolyn. And then to our left here, we have Ms. Dana Cassidy, who is our manager of passenger amenities and services. And she, among other things, leads a team that deals with the design, the tenant design. So as we're working through our new design manuals and processes, Dana is working with a group of staff members to lead that. Let's give it up for Dana. And then to my far left here in the back, in the rear, we have Mr. Kevin Lemons. Now, Kevin, on a day-to-day basis, he is our revenue manager, okay? So when we look at all of the different numbers and what have you, we do the different assessments and analysis, that falls under Kevin's department. At the same time, while Kevin is managing that day-to-day process, both Kevin Lemons and Mr. Kevin Sewell, I don't know where he's at, he may have stepped out, but they are a team, a co-team that's co-leading our TDP project in our department. So everything kind of goes back and forth as we're meeting with the various groups between these two guys. So Mr. Kevin Lemons. And then we have in the white shirt back here, Mr. Mike Spears. Can you wave your hand, Mike Spears? Mike Spears, on a day-to-day basis, he is our compliance compliance analyst, if you will. He actually works with compliance in the terminals with all of the concessions, whatever. But he also works on the team for the outreach program. So all of this and a lot of what you've seen today are the talented fingers of Mike and the mindset of Mike Spears. And to his immediate right, the joy of our department, our administrative assistant extraordinaire, that's Kara Richardson. Kara, can you wave your hand, please? She reports direct to Zanola Campbell, and what would we do without her? I wasn't supposed to say that, but I'll go ahead and say it, because Kara, we just want to thank you, because I think this is version 154. Is that right? Okay, thank you, Kara. And moving on, let's give everyone really a round of applause. We want to thank all of you at the same time. And so that you don't forget, even if you are a concessionaire or not, okay, we'd like to invite you, as a recap to what Zanola presented earlier, to our space availability request program. That program allows you to be in our database, okay, so that as we're sending out correspondence